Alright, we're back. I ate some dinner, took the dogs out, did some dishes. Now we're going to get into it. So, we're on the enumeration of the Git server. It's time to put your newfound knowledge to the test. Download static NF binary, rename it to that. Already did that. For example, with Python web server on Kali inside the directory containing your nmap binary. Cool. We did that already. Use the binary to scan. We did that. Sorry, lowering the music a little. Excluding the out-of-scope hosts and the current host, .200, how many hosts were discovered on the active network? What did we have? We had 10.200.8.1, 10.200.8.200, and 10.200. Okay, so we only had 2 excluding the one we're on right now. So I had 2. Cool. In ascending order, what are the last octets of those IPv4 addresses? Trying to, I guess people try to cheat. Oh, or wait, or did I miss something? Because I only got 250 and 1. There was a 150. Alright, we're going to need to get that nmap back out. Our script only scanned Alright, let's try the nmap again. Oh no, it kicked me off. I guess it took me a little too long. There it is. I gotta reconnect. Ping 10.200.8.200. It's the IP, right? 10.200.8.200. 10.200.8.200. Alright. That timeout. What? Okay. Apparently I have... Did it just reset everything on me? No. What was that about? That was weird. Alright, let's try this again. Not connected. Alright, I'm gonna have to restart my VM. For some reason, it won't let me, my VM won't let me just reconnect using the OpenVPN. I gotta actually just restart the whole thing. It's kind of annoying. It don't take too long though. It got us. I thought we had the 2 IP addresses it wanted. And you know what I realized too? We scanned the wrong network. We scanned the network we were on for open ports, which it's not bad. I guess we need that. There we go. Sudo OpenVPN attack Wreath. Ooh, what's going on? Why are we not connecting? You know what? I'm gonna download a new file. See if that's the issue. Let's delete this. Replace that. Attack Wreath. Yep, there we go. Open that new tab. Drive connection 10.200.8. And we're still not working. Should be connected though. Yep, there we go, we're connected. I kind of want to get into these. These are the new boxes that just came out. But we're going to finish this one first. It's running. I have 11 minutes left. Why can I not reach it? Zero received, 100% packet loss. See if we can answer any of these without having to get in there yet. Maybe waste 10 minutes. Scan the host. Which one does not return status if filtered for every port? Submit the last octet only. We don't know. I guess 250. Nope. Which TCP port in ascending order, comma separated below port 15,000 are open on the remaining target. Let's see this hint. What's this one say? Don't put a space between the two numbers. Oh. Did I do that? Yeah, that's not it. There's a 150. I remember a 150. No. Reset it. Nine minutes left. Nothing. I thought I wasn't part of this room for a second. It kicked me off. I had to re-download the entire file. This happens a lot with this room. Alright, well... since we're waiting, probably run like a little... program a little port scanner. So... let's, now subble port scanner. .py. Alright, so we need socket. Import socket and then user input, so IP address is equal to user input. So input, we'll say enter an IP address you want to scan. And then we need to make a connection with the host. So say for port and IP address. No. For port and range. We'll do the first 15,000. 1 through 15,000. Say client is equal to socket.socket. Then socket.af inet. That just means we're using standard IPv4 address, and then we'll say socket dot, what was it, sock stream, saying TCP instead of UDP. We'll say result is equal to socket, no, it's client dot connect, and we want to connect to the IP address, and port, and we'll say if so we want to connect to the port, and then if socket dot connect underscore ex. If socket.connect ex result is equal to 0, say print say port and we'll do like little dashes. Found or open. Let's say else pass. Yeah, that should work. All right, let's try it out. So chmod plus x. Not really have to do that. Say Python 3 port scanner .py. Oh. Oops. Here we go. Enter an IP address you want to scan. Say 127.0.0. Do we have any boxes open right now? We got 2 minutes left. I don't think if I scan my own network, it's going to really do anything. Got one. Socket.connect. Oh, I think I missed extra. Why is that? Why does it not like pass? Say else print result. Alright, I got this on my GitHub repo. I don't know what exactly getting wrong here? Oh, no, not my profile. Port scanner. Oh. Result. What do I got in here? Oh. What is invalid about that? That should work. All right. Oh, I got another one right here. Oh, I gotta close it. So this one, it's basically the same thing. Client connect EX. What doesn't it like about this? All right, well, let's take this one. I thought I put an EX right here. Result is equal to 0. Oh. I don't. If you see what's wrong, let me know, because I couldn't figure it out. So let's see if this throws a syntax error. No. Okay. Well, we should be able to restart now. So. start it up. We're running. It might take a little bit to boot up to 5 minutes. Usually doesn't take that long. From what we've seen. Let's hold that there. Alright, well, we got our port scanner written. If we get on these Windows machines, maybe we can figure out how to wrap it up in a, or making it executable for Windows. Do like py to exe. Add Python to Windows path, open the Windows command prompt, install install all. Py to exe. Although running a Python script using the terminal or your favorite text editor is straightforward, there are some situations in which you will prefer to hide all the code written in the script .py instead inside the executable file. Maybe you need to send the script to someone who doesn't code at all, or you might need to schedule a job that runs a.exe at a specific time on your computer. Make an executable file with autopy to exe. Autopy to exe. Once you install autopy to exe, making an executable file is as easy as writing the following command. That's it. After running the command, the following GUI application will open. Convert py to exe. It will walk you through each option to properly create. That's pretty dope. Feel free to choose any script you want. However, if your script needs to read a path, make sure that you use absolute paths, since relative paths won't behave as you might expect with executable files. If necessary, include the following line of code below to know where the executable file is located and make the necessary changes to your script so you read/export files on the right directory. Application path equals OS path their name sys executable. Step 2, choosing one directory or one file. Now we have to choose whether we want to create one directory or one file. The first creates a directory. Additional files are in settings. Current command, convert the file. Alright, we'll come back to this if we need it. Let's see. Still not getting anything. What's going on with this box? Still connected, right? This is really annoying. We're not connected anymore. Oh no, that's different. It's our IP address. I don't know what's going on. Nine days of access left. Tries to restart my VM again. Train. Train's pretty active today. It's like the third time it's gone by in the last like 2 hours. Maybe I'm exaggerating. It just feels like it. Alright. Let's connect. Tryhackme Wreath. Connected. Cool. Let's open a new tab. .200.8. Nothing. God. Why? It says I'm connected. The service is running. I guess we can end the stream here. It's not working. Network uptime 7 minutes. I don't understand why this isn't working. We have a running box. We're connected via VPN. It's got to be the Windows machine itself that's just frozen, or the Linux machine. It is CentOS. CentOS is kind of shit. Alright, let's do a different box. Let's do one of these. Privilege escalation. I don't want any of those. Deploying hack into a Windows machine exploiting a very poorly secured media server. All right, let's do this one. Keep it Windows based. Let's interrupt this. Cool. Should be connected. There we go. Connected, complete. Use OpenVPN client. We did all this. Start this guy up. Gotta get something done tonight since that machine isn't just lots of troubleshooting. Lots of troubleshooting tonight. And I don't feel like waiting to have the machine reset by everybody. So deploy the machine. This may take up to 3 minutes to start. Complete. We don't have our IP address yet. Launch the scan against the target machine. I recommend using a SYN scan to scan all ports on the machine. The scan command will be provided as a hint. However, it's recommended to complete the room and map prior to this room. Did that. Once the scan is complete, we'll see a number of interesting ports open on this machine. As you might have guessed, the firewall has been disabled with the service completely shut down. Well, okay, whatever. Leaving very little to protect this machine. One of the more interesting ports that is open is Microsoft Remote Desktop. What port is this open on? Isn't it like 3089? Right? No. Alright, well I guess we'll find out. Got our IP address. See if it's live. CTF TryHackMe. This is blue, right? This room? Ice. It's ice. Ice. It's ping. So Windows machine might not accept pings. Let's close that. And let's do nmap tag pn tag ss because I wanted a SYN scan, and then tag on nmap initial. Address will be marked up. And scan will take a little slower. Boom, there we go. $33.89. That's REP. There you go. What service does nmap identify as running on port 8000? I didn't even get port 8000. Let's try it without the... I'm pretty sure nmap does a SYN scan by default. That's okay. Tag port 8000. Root privileges. HTTP alt. Why didn't it pick it up on the first one? I guess it just does common ports. What? What service did Nmap identify as running on port 8000? First word of this service. IceCast. Streaming media server. IceCast, ICE, makes sense. What does Nmap identify as the host name of the machine? All right, we're gonna be aggressive about this since we don't have a firewall or anything. I think TAC-A, if I remember correctly, does scans for simple scripts, version enumeration, and operating systems. So let's see what that gives us. This might take a second. What does that identify as the host name of the machine? All right. See if it's got a website. IceCast streaming media server. Store session? No. Whoops. Can I get that IP address? Don't want HTTPS. Alright, automatically goes to that. Let's do port 8000. Source request cannot be found. Huh. That's an error message. That's it. What other ports do we have open? We had 135, that's for remote. 139 at BIOS. 445. Let's try 3039. Whoops. Let's try that out. I meant to do it on this one. What is that software? I think Remina. That's what it is for remoting into someplace. I don't think this is gonna work, but might as well try it, right? Stop that. RDP. I want to RDP to that. Yeah, we don't have a username or password or anything. Let's try it. Administrator. Yeah, we don't have a domain name or anything. All right, we can wait for that. Is this done yet? All right, there we go. Professional service, Microsoft work group. Dark PC. I guess that's our domain name. Dark PC domain name. Everything's dark PC. Product version, system time, SSL cert. Alright, let's turn this guy in. Gain access. Now that we've identified some interesting services running on our target machine, let's do a little bit of research into one of the weirder services identified, IceCast. Yep. Now, IceCast, or well, at least this version running on our target, is heavily flawed and has a high level vulnerability with a score of 7.5, 7.4 depending on where you view it. What type of vulnerability is it? Use cvedetails.com for this question next. Alright, we can go to that. Also, let's just see if we can find a search split for it real quick. Alright, yeah, we got SMB open too. We can check for Eternal Blue. So traceroute. Where's IceCast? That's on port 8000, wasn't it? Yeah. It doesn't say the version. Nope. So let's see. Just do search exploit IceCast. Oh, look at that. Directory traversal, buffer overflow. Oh, here you go. RCE. It's one of these two. All right, so let's look at the questions they got. So what is this question exactly? What type of vulnerability is it? Remote code execution. No. For all vulnerabilities. IceCast. IceCast vulnerability statistics. Number of vulnerabilities. Code execution. So, did I spell it wrong? I probably spelled it wrong. Maybe it's take a hint. This type of vulnerability allows the attacker to execute arbitrary code in an unauthenticated fashion. The name can be found listed at the vulnerability type. Where is that? Code execution. It's got to be that. What is the CVE number for this vulnerability? This will be in the format. Okay. Let's go to Icecast CVE does. No. They're saying it's a 7.5. DOS exec code overview. Exec code overflow. DOS overflow. Maybe it's this one. No. Vulnerability types. DOS exec code overflow. I don't understand. Alright, well, what is the other question? Maybe if we find the CVE number, it'll tell us the answer. So let's try it. Let's try the CVE numbers. This is a 10. No. The hint was score of 7.5, 7.4 depending on where you view it. So I'm viewing it at the site, and we got 7.5 right here, 7.5, 7.5. It's the same type. 7.5. Let's click on it. Let's see. No. REMOTE. I don't know what it wants. Directory. Header overrate. No. Now we found our vulnerability. Let's find our exploit. For this section of the room, we'll use the Metasploit module associated with the exploit. After Metasploit has started, let's search for our target exploit using command search icecast. And we can get a version if we try to connect to it. In netcat. Netcat port 8000. See if we can get closed it. No, let's try again. So P get /1. Yeah, no, that's not the correct syntax for it. ICE cast C. Let's go back to CVE. See if we can find a different sites. CVEmiter.org. Buffer overflow. I really don't think that's it. No, it doesn't match. Yeah, no. Remote code execution in IceCast server. Let's open Metasploit. See what we got. Boot it up. Use the resource command to run commands from a file. Search IceCast. Well, there's only one. Let's use 0. Show options. Our host, our port 8000. So let's look up this disclosure date. Disclosure date. Buffer overflow. Keeps coming up as buffer overflow. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Alright, so we found the correct one, but what is it called? It's a buffer overflow. and earlier allows remote attackers to execute arbitrary code via HTTP request with a large number of headers. Is it buffer HTTP overflow? No. What does it want? Type is a buffer overflow. Am I just like, what type? Something something overflow. BUFF. Buffer doesn't work in there. IceCast code overflow? What is it? Execute code overflow. I swear to God. All right. After Metasploit has started, let's search for our target exploit using the command search icecast. I did that. All right, for the exploitation module, this module is also referenced in RP Metasploit, which is recommended to complete prior to this room, although not entirely necessary. I just wants to know the path. It's right here. Oops. Let's go ahead and select this module for use. Type the command use icecast or use 0. Did that. Following selecting our module, we now have to check what options we have set. Run the command show options. Show options. What is the only required setting which is currently blank? That would be our host. First, let's check that the lhost option is set to our ton0 IP. With that done, let's set the last option of our target IP. Now that we have everything ready to go, let's run our exploit. All right, so lhost, I don't think that's my IP. That's my IP. That's my IP. Alright, so let's set lhost to that show options. Boom. Alright. And we need to set our host to this guy. Set our hosts show options. Set. Alright, so you can type run, but I like exploit. Oh, got an interpreter. Oh yeah, we're on a Windows machine. We're on the IceCast. So we got that done. Let's escalate. We've gained our foothold into our victim machine. What's the name of the shell that we have now? Interpreter. What user was running the IceCast process. The command used in this question and the next few are taken directly from RP Metasploit room. Oh yeah, we can just type in help, right? I don't remember the commands exactly. So I'll make this guy bigger. Let's close this. Get UID. No. Displays information about a post module. Pivot, manage pivot listeners. Cat C, checksum, copy. Can I grip? Type in the grip. I want to grip. Thanks. Post. Doesn't look like it worked. Oh wait. Alright, we're just gonna look it up. Command to show host in interpreter. Windows. Don't remember the command. Get UID. It was get UID, it looked like. Dark. What build of Windows is the system? I gotta scroll through this again. For working directory. Download. Shell, shut down, steal token, suspend, sysinfo. What do we need again? Windows system, sysinfo. Windows 7. What build of Windows is the system? 6.1 build 7601. Now that we know some of the finer details of the system, we are working with, let's start escalating our privileges. First, what is the architecture of the process? Process we're running, it's x86, right? Was the architecture of the process we're running? Oh, x64. Now we know the architecture of the process. Let's perform some further recon. While this doesn't work the best on x64 machines, let's now run the following command. Run post multi recon local exploit suggester. This can appear to hang as it tests exploits and might take several minutes to complete. I feel like that's cheating, but let's do it. See what it finds. What if that other box got reset? Four exploit checks are being tried. Exploit Windows local MS10 092 Shellevator. The target appears to be vulnerable. Okay. That guy. Quite a few results for potential escalation exploits. What is the full path starting with exploit for the first return exploit? It's the only one I got. Alright, am I missing a part of that command? No. Run post multi recon local exploit suggester. Try again. It says for x86 Windows. It is x86 Windows. It's the only thing that pops up. Event VWR. Yeah, mine doesn't. So let's search for that. ID background. And then search event VWR. This is what they want, even though mine's not coming up with that. All right. Now we have an exploit in mind for elevating our privileges. Let's background our current session using the command background or ctrl tag plus Z. Take note of what session number we have. This will likely be 1 in this case. We can list all of our active sessions using the sessions when outside of the interpreter shell. Cool. Go ahead and select our previously found local exploit for using the command useful path exploit. I kind of don't even want to use it. I kind of don't want to use it. I want to try the other one I found. No, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try the other one I found first. Command to execute instead of payload, no. Session, yes. Alright, so set session to 1. Let's change the L host. Set L host to IP add. So IP address. Everything should be good. Exploit target. All right, let's do it. Try using an x64 interpreter. How do you use an x64 interpreter? All the stages that are sent seem to be 32-bit. This is fine until I have to run Mimikatz, which on 64-bit system you need to run 64-bit Mimikatz. Since the 64-bit Mimikatz won't run on a 32-bit interpreter, I'm in need of the 64-bit interpreter. For example, Windows x64 interpreter reverse. You can get a 64-bit shell from a 32-bit shell by using the payload inject module built into Metasploit. You can do this by running the following commands after you already have a 32-bit interpreter shell. Use Windows local payload inject. Set payload windows. Then setting the other parameters, setting L host L port to yours. Then you get a 64-bit interpreter. Alright, so let's try that. Why not? Sessions. How do you get it? ID. Help. Terminate. Don't want to terminate. I want to use it. Oh, can I just say use sessions 1? No. Man. How to use a interpreter after background. Oh, attack I. There we go. Alright, now let's try to do this. Windows local payload inject. Loading extensions failed. No module of the name Windows local payload inject found. I guess that's a bust. Alright, so let's background this again. Let's go back to this guy and use this. Show options. Set L hosts to 10.6.17.239, right? 10.6.17.237. 237. Okay. Then set session to 1. I don't know exactly what this is doing either. What is this even doing? Windows escalate UAC protection bypass via event viewer registry key. This module will bypass Windows UAC by hijacking a special key in the registry under the current user hive and inserting a custom command that will get invoked when the Windows event viewer is launched. It will spawn a second shell that has the UAC flag turned off. This module modifies a registry key but cleans up the key once the payload has been invoked. The module does not require the architecture of the payload to match the OS. And that's the problem we were having with the last exploit. If specifying exe custom, your DLL should call exit process after starting your payload in a separate process. Okay. Did we set our host? No, because we got our session in there. We don't need to. Let's check if it's in there. Yep. Interpreter session 2 opens. Cleaning up register keys. Awesome. Now we have an exploit. Alleviating our privileges. Let's background the current. We did that. Go ahead and select our previous found local exploit. We did that. Now that we set our session number, further options will be revealed in the options menu. we'll have to set one more as our listener's IP is incorrect. What is the name of this option? Set this option now. Did that. After we set this last option, we can run. I ran it. Cool. It told us our session number is 2. We can now verify that we have expanded permissions using the command get privs. What permissions listed below allows us to take ownership of files. Get privs. Sorry, what was that? What permission listed allows us to take ownership of files. Personate privilege. Restore privilege. Take ownership. That's probably it. C, take ownership privilege. Cool. Mimikatz. So we just read that the one dude had problems with Mimikatz. Hopefully we don't. Alright, prior to further action, we need to move to a process that actually has the permissions that we need to interact with. The LSAS service responsible for authentication within Windows. First, let's list the process using command PS. Note, we can see processes being run by entity authorities on system as we have escalated permissions, even though our process doesn't. All right, let's do that. NC authority. IceCast is being run by Dark PC. So are these guys. All right. In order to interact with LSAS, we need to be living in a process that is the same architecture as the LSAS service x64. In the case of this machine and a process that has the same permissions of LSAS, the printer spool service happens to meet our needs perfectly for this, and it'll restart if we crash it. What's the name of the printer service? Mentioned within this question is the term living in a process. Often when we take over a running program, we ultimately load another shared library into the program, a DLL, which includes our malicious code. From this, we can spawn a new thread that hosts our shell. Okay, cool. We need the name of the printer service. Isn't it like print spool? Spool. Migrate to this process now with the command migrate tech n process name. All right. Migrate tech n. Not a process. Did I get that wrong? Yes. Complete. Let's check what user we are now with the command get UID. It's probably dark. No, we're authority system. Okay. Yeah, it's authority system because it's being ran by that. All right. There's LSAS. Yeah. Okay. Now we've made our way to full administrator permissions. We'll set our sights on looting. Mimikatz is rather infamous password dumping tool that is incredibly useful. Load it now using the command load kiwi. Kiwi is the updated version of Mimikatz. Alright. Kiwi. There it is. Success. Which command allows us to retrieve all credentials. Kiwi commands. Probably creds all. Alright, run this command now. What is Dark's password? Mimikatz allows us to steal his password out of memory even without the user Dark logged in, as there is a scheduled task that runs the IceCast as the user Dark. It also helps that Windows Defender isn't running on the box. Take a look again at the PS list. This box isn't in the best shape with both the firewall and Defender disabled. Alright, let's just run creds. Do I have to invoke Kiwi first, or I just run that? Oh, that's too easy. Here's the NTLM hash. Oh, here's the password. You know what, we could probably remote into this guy now. Dark Tech PC. There we go. Alright, what does it want us to do next? Run this command now. Alright, here's some post-exploitation. Before we start our post-exploitation, let's revisit the help menu one last time in the Turbo Shell. We'll answer the following questions using the menu. Alright, what command allows us to dump all of the password hashes stored on the system? We won't crack the administrative password in this case as it's pretty strong. This is intentional to avoid password spraying attempts. Alright, so let's minimize this guy. All passwords. Kerberos, LM, NTLM. Golden ticket. Create golden ticket. Create a golden Kerberos ticket. So command will dump all of the password hashes. Yeah, that sounds like a hash dump, right? All more useful when interacting with a machine being used. Let's actually run that real quick. Hash dump. Yeah, and we can run this through something like John the Ripper. Or the cat. What's it called? Hashcat. Jesus. I think I'm getting tired. Yeah, definitely getting tired. Or more useful when interacting with a machine being used. What command allows us to watch the remote user's desktop in real time? I don't know. Let's figure that out. Attempt to elevate privileges. Play a waveform. Audio file on the target system. Take snapshot of specified webcam. Play video stream the specified webcam. Is that what it asked? Remote user's desktop in real time. Interpreter desktop. How about if we wanted to record from a microphone attached to the system? That was play. Or no, record audio from a default microphone. Record mic. What? To watch remote user's desktop in real time. I guess that wasn't it. Get the current interpreter desktop. Turns. Watch the remote user desktop in real time. Screen share. To complicate forensics efforts, we can modify timestamps of files on the system. What command allows us to do this? Don't ever do this on a pen test unless you explicitly allow to do so. This is not beneficial to the defending teams as they try to break down the events in the pen test after the fact. Timestamps, huh? Nope, nope, nope. Sympho, suspend, local time. Displays target, local time. Network commands. File system commands. Core commands. Where is this one? Where is it? Read the contents of a file to the screen, change directory. Clear event log. Maybe it's this one. I don't think so, but let's see. No. User interface. Maybe it's down here. I don't see it. Metasploit commands mod timestamps. Timestamp. Okay, so Mimikatz allows us to create what's called a golden ticket, allowing us to authenticate anywhere with ease. What command allows us to do this? Golden ticket attacks are a function within Mimikatz, but abuse a component to Kerberos. The authentication system in Windows domains, the ticket granting ticket in short, golden ticket attacks allows us to maintain persistence and authenticate as any user on the domain. And that was golden ticket create, I think. All right, one last thing to note, as we have the password for the user dark, we can now authenticate to the machine and access via remote desktop. As this is a workstation, we likely kick whatever user is signed onto it off it if we connect to it. However, it's always interesting to remote into machines and view them as their users do. If this hasn't already been enabled, we can enable it with the following Metasploit module: run post Windows manage enable RDP. Okay. Extra credit. As you advance in your pen testing skills, you will be faced eventually with exploitation without the uses of Metasploit. Provided above is the link to one of the exploits found on ExploitDB for hijacking IceCast for remote code execution. While not required by the room, it's recommended to attempt exploitation via the provided code or via another similar exploit to further hone your skills. Alright, we can try that real quick. So let's see what we got on, oops, this guy. You must restart your computer to apply these changes. Start later. Cool. Oh wow, this is old. All right. Nope. It's exit sessions tech I. Let's close. Cast, and it was says Metasploit, so it's the header overwrite. Alright, so let's try to get this real quick. It's a Ruby script. So we're gonna mirror that. Cool, there it is. Let's rename that to IceCast execution code overflow. ECO.RB. Now IceCast, let's see how to use it. This file is part of the Metasploit framework and may be subject to redistribution and commercial restrictions. Please see the Metasploit framework website for more information. I wonder if this is part of the Metasploit framework that you actually have to use it in Metasploit. Require, yeah, MSF core. Let's try it anyway. Okay, this module exploits a buffer overflow, and the header parsing of IceCast discovered by Luigi Ariema. Sending 32 HTTP headers will cause a write one past the end. Will cause to write one past the end of a pointer array. On Win32, this happens to overwrite the saved instruction pointer. And on Linux, depending on compiler, etc., this seems to generally overwrite nothing crucial. Read not exploitable. This exploit uses exit thread. This will leave IceCast thinking the thread is still in use, and the thread counter won't be decremented. This means for each time your payload exits, the computer will be left incremented, and eventually the thread pool limit will be maxed, so you can multi-hit. Yeah, you can multi-hit, but only till you fill the thread pool. Alright, so there's the CVE. I guess let's try it. I don't think it's gonna work. If this doesn't work, I think I'm gonna end it and go to bed. So set up a netcat. Quad 4. And Ruby IceCast. See if it gives me an error. Try this. Cannot load such file. TechM. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Let's try one of these. It's the same version. It's in C. Let's chmod GCC 573. Actually, let's nano. Oh, this is by the same dude, so it should be the same thing. This guy really, really did not like IceCast. This exploit will add an administrator account with user X and password X. Oh. Support equal port. Okay, so my argument is going to go there with the port. So the argument should be the IP address. Alright, let's try this. Oh no. Port is automatically equal to 8,000. Okay. Let's enter the IP address. That ain't it. Okay, so with this one, you already have to have access to the machine. All right. All right. Let's try this guy. All right. I'm about done. All right, I'm ending it. See you guys later.